Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Gracious good morning to you good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do and you know how I do it. I know I've been very political for the past week. You know, this seems like the worst year I've ever had, and it's only been a week. And I say this based on the political maneuverings of this current administration. You know, I'm saying this because it doesn't just impact, it devastates. And it's all for the sake of capitalism. And there's this exclusionary country club mentality that is happening that is just crazy. There's a level of cronyism. Now there's more than one Judas. Now, I'm going to try to move back to the spiritual context that I started with, but it's very difficult knowing that, the lesser of these are being used and abused. It's very difficult. That being said, I want to talk a little bit about who Judas was. There's not a whole lot of information in Scripture about Judas. The other disciples, you get a little context of who they were and what they came from as far as family of origins and, professions. Judas, there's not a whole lot to support who he was. That's important. Why didn't they talk about Judas's background? Ask yourself that, because that requires some eisegesis. Because there's not a whole lot written for eisegesis. Okay? Let me talk about what allegedly happened after Judas betrayed Christ. And then I'm going to tell you why I'm talking about this, okay? I'm switching screens here. Okay, so in Matthew 27, these are some of the things. It depends, again, what version of or what interpretation of the Bible that you're reading, in order to come to these conclusions. But in Matthew 27, what happened to Judas after he betrayed Christ? This is assumed. Judas repented after seeing Jesus condemned to death. He returned the 30 pieces of silver to the church authorities. And don't be fooled, y'all. There are some church authorities that are selling their souls. Yes, some are very open about it, and some are very stealth about it. But they're moving in order to curry favor. Okay, getting back to Matthew 27. He said, I have sinned by betraying innocent blood. And then last but not least, he hanged himself. Is that the outcome of your selling your soul? I hear DJ Khaled's voice in my head. You played yourself. See, when you seek to do evil, and you know that you're just being nasty and vindictive, you're playing yourself. Some folks are credited to karma, but you can't do crimes against nature. Crimes against nature crimes against humanity are crimes against God. Be very upfront about that. You played yourself. Now I'm going to take you to Acts 1:18. In that chapter, or in that verse, it says Judas bought a field with the money he received from betraying Jesus. It also implies that he fell down in the field and burst open, spilling his bowels. And, basically, this was noted as a common way to die when you go against God. You spill your guts. And so other interpretations imply that Judas killed himself to redeem himself. So you're only good in death. That's deep right there. Now here's more on the lines of people. Judas killed himself to shift the blame to those who paid him. Wasn't me. Well, I didn't know what I was doing. Nobody told me. We're big on that as a people. Or Judas killed himself because he felt like an outcast. No, see, that's when folks, start hollering about their right to bear arms. Yeah. And they kill other people. See, we see that being played out as well. Now, the reason I'm talking about Judas at all is because I just saw a video that gave me a physical response after watching this video. I'm sick and disgusted. Now, I'm not going to say any names, but you're going to know who I'm talking about. And I suggest you look up the video. So, the minister who bastardized the I Have a Dream speech put on a full show for the folks by, wildly gesturing and over articulating and over enunciating, like I said, put on a full show. Had the nerve, the audacity to refer to the bishop who did the inaugural service as demonic because she asked for a representation of Christ-like characteristics. That part. So all this being said, you know that 30 pieces of silver was the lowest price that you could pay for something to be sacrificed. 30 pieces of silver was like the dollar store cost of a sacrifice. 30 pieces of silver was the price that poor people paid. So a lot of people have a stimulus check of 30 pieces of silver. Think about it.